On today's episode of Wrong Side, we dive into the best new format of All-Star Game Weekend with the NHL Four Nations, welcoming back ourselves to college basketball. College baseball had first pitch, and we are off and running on a new season. Clutch Moment of the Week, sponsored by Shore Metals, and Outside the Line. In a world full of champions, we find ourselves on the wrong side.
Time to time, but maybe it's time, baby, it's time, no time.
Welcome back, listeners. Happy Wrong Side Wednesday. Today is February 19th, and we are happy to be back with you. Joey is having a little vacay down in New Orleans, hanging out a week after the Super Bowl. Might have missed a little bit of the party, but still a fun time with Maddie. Got a long weekend for President's Day. Happy President's Day. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. We're just us today. Back to the brothers and baseball vibes. We're going to talk about some fun topics, get back into it, keep everybody updated. Hope you guys enjoyed our interview last week with Danielle Gellin. She was phenomenal. Personally, one of my best interviews in a long time, I thought. I felt like she was very smart, very well-oriented. She's going to be great in whatever she does. Natty champ. So very fun interview if you want to listen to that one. But now, Jake joining us in the studio as our sixth man of the year. What's been going on? How are you? What's happening?
I'm doing good. Celebrated Valentine's Day on Friday. It was a good time.
Okay.
Stayed at home. Made it a little easier for us. Didn't want to spend all that money at a restaurant. So Olivia and I were at home. I cooked for her.
Okay.
Ate, exchanged gifts. Kind of just watched the movie. Just chilled.
Very cool. What'd you guys make?
I made one of your all-time favorites, rigatoni pasta with Godfather sauce.
Ooh, that
And
is
then
a good one.
some oven-baked chicken.
Wow, made it all, or she made that part?
No, I did that too. And then
Okay,
did
okay.
Caesar salad and then a little bit of dessert.
Oh, what'd you get for dessert? A little cake, a little chocolate
We did
strawberries.
angel food cake with strawberries and whipped cream and chocolate sauce.
Some of your faves. Some of your faves.
One of my
Okay.
faves, yes.
Relaxing weekend. Was that? I didn't even know. Was that picture from a date party yesterday?
Yeah, day party yesterday at Standard.
Oh, look at this guy.
Only spring date party we'll have this semester. But it was a good
Oh,
time. Was able to watch the Four Nations game, so that was fun. Other than that, kind of a long week, and it's going to be a long next couple weeks. Classes are starting to get a little bit pick up.
yep.
A lot of homework to do,
Midterms.
studying, but it's gonna be fun. But it's gonna be busy. But how about you? How's everything back in California?
Well, we're living life here. I'm working from 9 to midnight when I am. I'm very tired. I'm about to go into the office today after this. So it's going tough. It's tough. We have about 2 weeks left of the audit before public busy season's over. I'm very tired. I can't wait for it to be over. But good time. Luckily, my team is great. Love hanging out with them. Keeps it entertaining, at least, I would say. At least you have some
Right.
people to commiserate with. So there's that part of it. And that's pretty much what's all going on. I saw we got off a little on Friday because other people had Valentine's Day plans. I did not have many Valentine's Day plans due to Meg being in the DR, but I did come back. Mom had some pizza and some steak and some good stuff, so I had some
There
of
you
that
go.
at home, and that was a good meal. Along with that, got to go see the Captain America movie Friday night with Dean.
Have not seen it yet. Have not seen it yet.
It was all right. I would say I went in there with pretty low expectations. It probably hit that expectations. We were giving it like a 6.3
Oh,
out of
that's not good.
10. Not great, but better than I mean like the way I was saying like I would have I saw like awful reviews.
Yeah, I saw some
So
bad ones.
that's good. But fun weekend, at least, little break. And now we're back into it. So now we're going to talk about some topics. Four nations. Personally, so if anybody doesn't know, this is what's going on in the NHL right now. The NHL replaced this All-Star weekend, there's skills, fastest man on ice, those kind of competitions for Four Nations. Now, I don't know much about the planning of it. I will say that. Do you know if they're going to do this every year now? Other than next year. Obviously, next year's Olympics. But do you know if they're doing this every year?
I think this might possibly be the substitute for the All Star game, maybe.
Okay.
Because I know that their reviews and viewership hasn't been great on their All Star games. They
Got it.
wanted to try something new, so I think that they're going to. I think the way that it looks, I think everyone enjoys it because it's not only they get to see the best players on ice, they get to see these guys represent their countries and not just play for their NHL team. You're seeing the best of the best
Okay.
come together, um, representing their countries and kind of playing for something bigger than just like a regular American or Canadian NHL team.
Yeah, I think what's interesting, so I just looked it up real quick. So it's right now it seems to be the plan of a one-off. It's going to be one
Okay,
year, one time. I don't know if it's going to be every year, but next year is the Olympics, so that'll be interesting. A
correct.
bunch of the NHL players are going back to the Olympics. That's going to be a big moment because I know they haven't been for the last few. So that's going to be
Right.
very fascinating. So we're kind of getting a almost. I don't want to call it the World Baseball Classic because that's not everybody, but I want to say like
I would say it's
a
more like
mini Olympics, a mini Olympics. I would
yeah,
say
mini
these are
Olympics
probably
or mid-season World Cup is the way I would
yeah.
look at it.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. I was gonna say yeah because you don't have all countries, and obviously there's a few extra countries that are involved in hockey. I would say that are not majority, but a good percentage that make up the league. But these four: Sweden, Finland, United States, Canada, probably four of the most prominent outside of Russia, who obviously isn't allowed to play. I would probably assume because of the same reason as the Olympics, because of the war
Same,
going
yeah,
on. So, but in my opinion, if I was Adam Silver, I'd be embarrassed. After I know we're not getting into the basketball All-Star game weekend, but
right.
if I was Adam Silver, I'd be embarrassed. You have great talent. You're having trouble for some reason marketing the league. In my opinion, post LeBron, post Steph, that's the way I kind
Correct.
of look at it. They're not starting to do that, but looking at everything else, the Four Nations is incredible in my opinion. I
I
think
love it.
it's electric. It gets everybody a chance to root for their country. There's nothing better, in my opinion, like that brings a country together more than red, white, and blue sports.
Of
Um,
course,
I think it's very interesting because everyone might not care about every sport, but if it's a country thing, everyone's going to dive back in. We're all in on it.
definitely
And yesterday's match, so obviously, I think Finland, United States beat Finland, game one,
correct.
and Finland ended up beating Sweden yesterday in overtime. So Sweden, I think, has two overtime losses, and
No,
Finland,
it's They have.
Oh no, we smoked them. So one overtime
We
loss
smoked
and
them.
one regular loss.
Sweden has 2 overtime losses. Yes, sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Sweden has 2
Sorry.
overtime losses. Finland. Oh, that's who it was. Sweden has 2 overtime losses. Finland
Finland
has the win,
has.
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then Canada, they beat Sweden game 1, and we just beat them 3-1 on their home ice. I think what's really cool about it, I don't know if this will ever change if they do it again. I would assume probably not, just because of the NHL.
Probably
But
not.
they have the first couple of games are going to be in Montreal, and the next half of games are going to be in Boston. So, like a home and home kind of situation for the tournament.
I did like
Pretty
that.
cool. I think it's very cool.
I think personally, I feel that one thing I would change about this is instead of having the first few games in Montreal, is probably having the first few games in Toronto, where the Hockey Hall of Fame is, kind of closer to there.
Okay.
I know it's in a mall,
Okay.
but in the sense of just like closer to like where the Hall of Fame is, I feel like that could drive up some more viewership and stuff. But other than that, I think it's a great plan of attack. And like you said, bringing everybody together with a country thing, I think is a huge thing, especially like you and I aren't the biggest hockey fans, and
Sure.
we're not as bought in like we are with like the Angels and the Buckeyes and teams like that. But to me, I've watched both games and I've loved it. I've watched every second of it, and I think I can't wait for Wednesday. I think Tuesday or Wednesday we play again.
We play Tuesday. Should be an interesting game because not in a bad way. We're playing Sweden, so it'll be the last game of the round robin. But we've clinched a spot already in the final championship. So I don't know if that will, help maybe give the younger guys on the team a chance, or how they're going to handle that. Let some different lines play together. But I think it's pretty cool. I think that the involvement of the NHL, this is a slam dunk in my opinion. And next year,
Definitely.
obviously, they get kind of a free bye on All-Star Game weekend because of the Olympics. But I think it's going to be it's a very cool idea. I think NHL is starting to find cool ways to market their game a little better. They have a little better stories. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, maybe based on some of the things the players say or the opinions the players say. But in my opinion, I think that the game is growing at a good rate. I think it potentially might be growing, obviously not faster than basketball or football, but I think it's starting. When you have an event like this, sometimes this triggers more viewership for other games.
Definitely. I think it definitely is bringing in more viewership because you're having people who not only love their country, but are also into there's not much sports on right now that they're buying into this tournament to where the NHL is getting more viewership than I think NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah. Oh, way more. I think All-Star Weekend is a joke. Did you see that video of Wemby and Chris Paul by chance yesterday?
Yeah, disqualified? What was that? I saw that.
I'm not even sure what happened there, but it seemed like a Cavalanche. I know they Cavs team won the skills, and I think Darius did okay in the three-point shooting contest, but I think Buddy Hield won, or Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero won the three-point contest.
I don't even know. This is what I'm saying. It was horrible. And
Mac McClung, third dunk contest champion. Yeah.
So, I don't really know what's going on there. So that's why I think, there's ways to spark up the game, and maybe this. I don't know if they've tried the World versus US kind of style of All Stars.
We have done that. They actually have done that a couple of years ago.
Okay.
They did it with the Rising Stars game.
Okay, but not with the All Stars.
No, they did not do it with the All Stars.
So I don't know. Maybe that's not. Maybe we don't have enough. Maybe the US doesn't have enough.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's kind of fascinating. I think you have a way to spread. It's tough when these games and these All-Star weekends, in my opinion, used to mean something. I feel like it used to, not in so much like it meant something in the greater scheme of things. Like baseball, for example, we all know was for home field advantage of the World Series,
which should be brought back. Just saying.
So I like that too. But like that was the only one with like real purpose. There was no winner get anything else. But for the other sports, I get it. If they're more they're tougher sports on your body. You don't want to go hard, but it used to be an honor to play in these All-Star games. And you used to have Kobe and MJ and those kind of guys playing so hard. And now these guys don't care. It's kind of like a vacation for a couple of days. Shout out Will Jones, putting on a great show in Golden State, San Francisco. I've been seeing some of his stuff. So shout out Patrick
Stain. Patrick Stain.
Shout out Patrick Stain. shout out Patrick. So our two guys working hard out there. But from the hockey side of things, they're kicking ass. They're nailing it out of the park. The
I love
Tkachuk
it.
brothers are the Bash
Oh my
brothers
god.
of Mighty Ducks. I love seeing Zach out there. Zach Rowinski, obviously a Blue Jacket. And Austin Matthews, I think he's doing a pretty good job as team captain.
He's
It's going to
doing
be
great.
interesting to see if this team can compete on a,
Full national
I would say,
level at the Olympics.
maybe not a greater stage. I mean, obviously it's a greater stage, but I would say more so against more games, 4 pool play games, getting to a next round, how they compete. I would assume probably none of these 4 teams are in the same bracket, if I were to guess. Or
Opposite
not
sides,
bracket,
I think.
group. But still, like, this is a good test. You're 2-0. I won't really buy too much stock in the Tuesday's game. I think just depending on what they
No.
do. But
Right.
Thursday's game, I think it's at the Garden. Gonna be incredible.
Correct.
But U.S. versus TBD. You don't know which one of the 3 teams is gonna make it. I'm excited. Who we playing, Rammer, on Tuesday?
Definitely who we play in Rammer for sure. Damn right,
so
Sweden.
And one other thing I'll say about the 4 Nations is love what they're doing with the player of the game item.
Yes,
Obviously,
for
teams
sure.
have them in hockey. That's a big deal. I know the Blue Jackets used to have a donkey hat, or they might have that now because Johnny Kelly's every donkey. And now Team USA, their player of the game is a Gaudreau jersey, so that's pretty cool. They've really took in the Gaudreau family, and I think it's awesome. I like seeing all that stuff.
It's great. One thing I also liked that the NHL is doing with ESPN is I don't know if you saw that beginning video where all the players were walking in that room and it had all the throwback jerseys from
Yeah.
years past in the Olympics. That was a great opening scene to the tournament. I thought that was awesome. And especially with the US team, they're doing a lot of I know I saw a tweet, it was from I think a week or 2 ago, and it was with the U.S. team met up with the 1980 team, and they had dinner together. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, that game was 10 years in the making last night. And I mean, all from top to bottom, there were issues, booing the anthem, 3 fights in 9 seconds. I mean, that was an insane way to start.
What a start.
McDavid, he made that first goal look like he was playing Pee Wee Kids. Like, he
did.
smoked
He
them.
did.
He made him look like he was playing children. And then we came back. Great game by us, a little open netter to end the game.
We also got him
goalie-
back, though. We got him back, though, on that hit. We got McDavid back on that check.
Yeah,
it was
we
awesome.
did. Yeah, we did. I thought, we had a great game, I thought. And I don't know. I love it. If we can find a way to do this in other sports, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think it'd be good. It'd be definitely boost sports viewership back up. I know that's been a huge issue for a lot of the 4 major sports. So yeah, I think if they were able to implement that, I think it'd be a big viewership growth for sure.
Yeah, so great game. Gensel, 2 goals, Larkin with another, and I would say I'm surprised. I'm looking at it now. Larkin and Gensel were 2 of the stars. McDavid was 1, but I personally think our goalie, Hellebuck, was definitely one of the stars of the game. He had some incredible saves with all the shots on
played
goal
great.
they had. They only give up 1. So great game, awesome event. Bummed we don't get another one today. We'll get one Tuesday.
Tuesday.
But great event. Tune in, 4 Nations. It's been going great, in my opinion. The announcer's great. Donahue. Everything's great. I think it's awesome. Keep trying to improve your sport. That's how more fans will watch. I'm all for that. Now, after going over 4 Nations, obviously that's been going on the pro side. NBA, they're on a break. We kind of touched on it a little. Boring-ass All-Star weekend. Spring training starting, but this is kind of the time, like you said, not a lot of sports on, people finding stuff to watch. Everyone's kind of diving back into college right around now. College basketball, college baseball. I know we're going to dive into both real quick. College basketball, coming back in. Big game yesterday. I saw Auburn beating
Huge
Alabama.
upset.
I wouldn't say huge. I would say one. It was 1-2.
Oh, I didn't. That's not where I thought you were going to go with the huge game yesterday. Upset yesterday.
Seton Hall, UConn.
Seton Hall.
Yeah, Seton Hall, UConn, 4 straight years, I think, at Newark in Seton Hall. 1 Big East win, 6 wins on the season. Danny Hurley gets embarrassed by Seton Hall again on the road. Bad year, I think, for UConn. I mean, they'll make the tourney, but very interesting. But what are some early keys back into the game of what's going on? And college basketball that you've seen since you got back?
Keys to the game.
Or not keys to the game, but like good teams, or like what are some of the research you've been
Buckeyes playing pretty good basketball. Big game tonight. Playing team up north.
Yep. Big game.
Win. Big game tonight. Big win last week. Washington throttled them by like 20. That was awesome.
Yep. Roddy Gale coming back to the shot.
Roddy Gale, first return. It's going to be interesting. I saw Coach Diebler's interview. We'll see how we welcome him back tonight.
I'm going to think not well.
But I'm going to go with not well either. But also what I was going to touch on, Cooper Flagg, I saw a tweet the other day that said he wants to possibly come back for one more year. I thought that was very interesting. So we'll see about that. We also have we haven't had Duke, North Carolina yet, so I'm excited to watch that one coming up.
I thought we did have it once.
I think it was that was not at Cameron though. They played in.
Oh yeah.
They played in Raleigh.
Correct.
So we'll get the one in Cameron indoor. That'll be a good one. But a lot of upsets lately so it's been pretty competitive basketball. But like you said, UConn, not really the same team they were in the last couple of years. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, looking at my brief knowledge of research this year, the SEC is in a gauntlet. I saw a stat that Alabama has 7 games, I think, left. Every single game left is against a ranked opponent. So 7 games, it's like 15, 22, 17, and then one more team, I want to say like 12 or something. And then their last 3 games are against number 5, number 3, number 1 to end the season. And obviously that number 1 game will be a rematch against Auburn on the road. So it should be very interesting. I think there's some good ball teams. The Big Ten, in my opinion, isn't having the best year. Illinois is all right. Michigan State obviously has had some flourishing times. Michigan and Ohio State are kind of on that same bout of like okay basketball teams, you know?
Right. I have one comment about college basketball. This is away from the playing. This is more on the marketing side of it. But can I just say, whoever was the designer of those Adidas uniforms, horrible job. Those are hideous. They were getting killed on Twitter. They were getting destroyed on Twitter. Those were hideous.
Yeah, though I have not seen a jersey because I saw it. I don't know where it was, but I saw it on TV. And I was like,
probably the ASU game.
I think it may have been Texas Tech or Texas A&M or something. One of those Adidas schools. And I saw it on TV, and I looked it up after on Twitter. I thought that team forgot their jerseys.
And it was like the practice jersey.
And they oh my God, we only have the practice jersey. Because, that story happens sometimes.
Yeah, it happens. It definitely happens.
So I was like, oh, maybe that's what happened. No, that was the actual jersey they wore.
Those are the new jerseys for the year. They're horrible.
I mean, horrible. What an awful design. Just disgusting. But
I thought, I personally thought it was Jerry Lorenzo.
That's a good call out.
I thought they were Jerry Lorenzo. He's the designer for Fear of God. He does a big thing with Adidas in college basketball. He did a big thing with University of Miami. No, it wasn't him. He's not the designer. So I thought it was him. Maybe he was going for simplistic look, and it wasn't him. And I think they're hideous.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on there. I really don't. I saw them. I'm telling you, I thought they were oh man, Arizona State forgot their jerseys, but thank God they had their I thought it was a practice jersey. It was so bad.
Yeah.
But looking at the top 25, looks like Purdue, they're number 7 right now in the Big Ten, or not in the Big Ten, but in the nation. They're a fake team every year, so I don't really think they're that great. Then you have Michigan State at 11. We also have, Wisconsin at 16. We have Michigan at 20. We have Maryland at 25. And that looks like that's it, the Big Ten. I think the SEC is the conference to beat this year, as of right now, my opinion. But also, shout out to Slick Rick, Greasy Rick Pitino, and St. John's. They're firing. They're in the top 10. They just beat UConn last week. Big East is going well for them. Very interesting. I mean, you just see a guy who, he's ignoring the past for a second. The guy's a winner. He knows how to do it. He's a very good coach. He's able to take good programs and make them better. I think it's very fascinating to watch. I think they're a great school. I think they're a great program, and that's fun. And March Madness, I think they said it's 3 weeks potentially from today.
Okay.
Let me look at the calendar. 3 weeks from today, maybe. That Selection Sunday, March Madness. That I think is Selection Sunday. So, March 16th. So that would be 4 weeks. That can't be right. That's 4 weeks. Maybe that's women's. It had a week later. Let's see. I don't want to get the confirmation. Okay, yeah. It's 4 weeks. March 16th. So March 16th, 4 weeks. So Selection Sunday. I feel like, man, are they getting pushed back further and further? March Madness. What the hell?
Yeah, we've started.
I mean, it's gonna be April Madness. So yeah, I mean, big games coming up down at the end of the stretch. Everyone's kind of coming back from college football, getting back into the college basketball team. Let's hope Ohio State can win. Ohio State is a good team. They have 5 losses, I'm pretty sure, under 5 points. They've been in a lot of games, and they have some big wins. Big wins too.
I think that one thing that I just want to touch on with Ohio State basketball is the other night they were 1 assist away, I think, from getting the whole stadium a free Chick-fil-A sandwich or something like that.
Okay.
There were 7 minutes left in the game. They didn't get it. They didn't get the 1 assist.
Jeez. 7 minutes?
Yeah, it was 6 or 7 minutes left. They didn't get the 1 assist. It was just guys scoring on their own, like breakaways or something like that.
All right. This was against Washington? Or
yeah. It was a home game.
Okay. Very interesting. Yeah. Classic Ohio State blowing games like that. But Ohio State's back. Hopefully bring it home today. College basketball back. Everything's going well there, it looks like. On the other flip side of college sports, college baseball picking back up. A lot of people we know still involved in the game. We got Cal State Fullerton, A&M, UCSB. We have
UC Irvine.
Georgia, UC Irvine. A lot of guys we know, obviously, of Jake's friends that played, that are still playing, and a lot of fun times, a lot of good moments. I saw some good film on the weekend. What were some of your standout performances so far through weekend 1?
Standout performances weekend 1. First goes out to AJ Crowdow and the UCSB Gauchos. He had a great outing the other day on Valentine's Day.
He was the Friday guy?
He came in right after Bremer.
Okay.
He came in the 4th, and then he went 4 1/3, 1 hit, 8 punchies.
Wow. Okay.
So big, and he got the win.
Let's go. First one
of the season for him. Also got to see Bremer, going to be a top draft pick in this year's draft. So got to see him throw 2 punchies, 3 innings, no hits. So he had a good day. But AJ, shout out AJ. He had a great day. Love seeing that he got to get out there on Friday night and throw. So hopefully he has a great season ahead. Also want to touch on Texas A&M baseball. They also opened up the season with 2 W's to start their weekend. They had to claw at one of their wins the other night.
I saw that the first game they did. Yeah,
against Elon, I think 4 hits or something like that, 4 or 5 hits.
Yeah.
But in yesterday's game, they came alive for sure. They only played 7 innings.
They mercy them, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a mercy rule in college baseball. I found that out yesterday.
10 out of 7.
Yeah, just found that out. But Gavin Grahovic clears the deck, first one of the year.
I did see that. Wrong-sider Gavin Grahovic.
Into Section 12, and got to see Jace Lavalette start his draft campaign.
Man, that kid, I don't know if he beefed up or what, but, I mean, he had a couple swings this weekend, a couple bombs that so far this weekend, I guess. I wouldn't say the weekend's over, but so far this weekend, that the ball came off different off the bat. And Gavin looked great too. I'm not saying anything about that. Gavin also looked fantastic in my opinion. He had a good swing. Gavin hits the ball very well to the opposite field, I would say.
Yes,
I think he's always been that way. A very, very good hitter to that side. But Jace, so far, I mean, man, if the Nats want to take Ethan Holiday, I think Ethan Holiday would be great, but he's a young kid, high schooler. If the Nats want to take Ethan Holiday, be my freaking guest. I mean, this kid is a very good people are calling him a quote-unquote consolation prize. This is not a consolation prize. I think there's 3 first-rounders, 3 players that are first overall pick eligible, in my opinion. I mean, I know it's still early, but just in my opinion of scouting last year and this year, 3 players that could go number 1. And if Jace fell 2, That's a staple in your outfield, I think. That's a bat for 10 years, it looks like. That kid can rake.
Yeah, he can rake, and he's fast, and he can track the ball very well in the outfield.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we need. I would say as the Angels, they're doing a great job, I would say, building their core infield. If they got Ethan Holiday, I don't think he'd be up in a couple, fast enough.
You never know. I mean, what happened
No,
to
especially with the
Shanuel?
Angels, yeah. But those are the last couple guys that they've done that with. A lot of people I think give the Angels credit for rushing them. Those guys were 4-year seniors coming out of college and were ready to go.
Very true.
And it's not like to be honest, I think none of them have really struggled enough to be like, these guys stink. Shanuel had that one bad month to start the season. But at the end of the day, like, he's played very well at the tail end of it, in my opinion. So,
yeah,
very, very good to see. I also want to say so we talked about Jace, obviously talked about Ethan Holiday. Shout out AJ. Another performance I wanted to talk on. There's two quick ones. Jamie Arnold, the pitcher out of Florida State. This left-handed pitcher. This is who I also believe could be the number 1 overall pick. This is also a quote-unquote, people are saying a consolation prize. I don't think this is also a consolation prize. I think this kid's arm is incredible. He pitched great this weekend. I think 6-7 innings, no runs, 8 Ks. So he looked great. I saw some highlights of him as well this weekend. And incredible. I think he's got incredible stuff.
I also want to touch on the Georgia pitcher. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. With the funky windup the other night, he threw 100 and threw it past the kid. It was quite an unreal clip on Twitter. He had a funky windup, and he just gassed the guy up. It was a crazy blow by for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I did not see the Georgia pitcher, but I saw some good ball this weekend, some good baseball. I know Cal State Fullerton's struggling. Hopefully they give Jack a chance this year.
Hopefully.
I know he's there, he's ready to go, but, hopefully they give him a chance. And then another person I would say. Yeah, the Woodsy Jake Sharber matchup was not good in Ohio State's favor, I would say. 2-0. I don't know if they're playing again today, but hopefully they don't get swept. Tough start. They had some moments in game 1, the 7th.
They had moments.
Took the lead back, but blew it in the end. But I think my opinion, college baseball story of the weekend, Cade Bellew. I don't know. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, from Auburn.
Yes, I did see this.
Stacy, his mom, on Friday morning passed away with battling cancer for a bit. And in his first game of the season, deciding to play with his brothers, deciding to play with his team, home run, first game of the season. Just a moment, like any sport, it's a good moment. How could you not be romantic as in baseball, like Moneyball says? But incredible moment. Good for Cade. I mean, just a great opportunity for him. Great situation, I think, with all that happening. It's a tough time. Obviously can't control those kind of things, but to go out there, battle with your brothers, do something that it's very, very honorable, very, very memorable.
Definitely. It was a great scene to see, just to see how everybody had their arms open towards him after he hit the home run. They were just so happy for him and just couldn't believe how strong he was to come out and play with his brothers after something like that happens, and able to do something just amazing like that in your first game of the year.
Yeah, absolutely agree. College baseball back. College basketball in the heat of it, going down to the wire before tournaments for the conferences and obviously March Madness, and Four Nations kicking ass. Check it out. I highly recommend. I'm telling you, by the time this episode comes out, the pool play and like semis or whatever will be over, but you can catch the end of it on Thursday in the championship. So highly recommend the Four Nations. But that was our sports update for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to keep you updated. No interview this week, unfortunately. Couldn't really get one booked in time, but got a couple booked for the next couple weeks with an influencer, sports gambling, sports media influencer, I would say, personality. That'll be a cool one in a couple weeks. Jake helped set that up. Along with that, we're trying to get more people's stories, friends, other celebrities, other influencers on, talk about themselves, learn about more about that. So that's in the works. But if you missed the last couple interviews, very good. Got a good one last week, like I mentioned, Danielle. Check them out. Love it. I feel we're going down a good path. We're getting back into the swing of things. It's been a peacemake month, I'd say, of just off and on people going. So
definitely,
we're able to roll with the punches.
We're pumping out the edits on TikTok and Instagram. Keep checking those out. Keep liking those. People
Yeah,
love him.
everything's going well. I think we're doing well with what we got, so hopefully keep going. But now we're going to kick it to our ad read and clutch moment of the week. Now it's time for our clutch moment of the week, sponsored by Shore Metals, serving Southern California since 1970. Big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. See Stan, he'll help you out. Jake, who's your clutch moment of the week?
My clutch moment of the week is going to go out to myself for cooking an amazing Valentine's Day. Cooking an amazing Valentine's Day dinner for my girlfriend Olivia, and not being basic and just going to a restaurant. Being original with my recipe and stuff.
Okay, clutch moment of the week is yourself. I see.
Myself.
We honor a couple other people, but that works, I guess. I mean, God forbid you cook a meal, do something nice, but not being basic, I guess. Is that your way of saying you didn't make a reservation?
That is not mine. I gave her the option. I offered, and I said, "Do you want to go to a restaurant, or do you want me to cook for you?" And she said, "I want you to cook for me." So.
Okay. You did the right steps then.
Shout out me.
Very cool.
Michael, who's your clutch moment of the week?
My clutch moment of the week. I have never met this kid, but I know his brother very well. Jake O'Connor. You've met him as well.
Yes, this was cool. I saw this.
So Jake O'Connor's brother, Killian, he plays football. He's on the O-line at USC. And this week at one of their weightlifting sessions, the weightlifting session ended. And Lincoln Riley, the head coach, came out, said, by the way, guys, a little update. We got a new scholarship on the team. It's going to be Killian, and he was a walk-on at USC. His dad was a walk-on. This is a great story. I was talking to OC at the Rose Bowl about it. His brother was kind of in the mix of a potential decision, I'd say, to transfer. But that being said, he's staying, he's living there, and he's going to love it. I'm super hyped for him. Never met him, but the way he worked, to earn Lincoln Riley's respect, to earn a walk-on scholarship, you have to be an incredible player, incredible athlete. Hope he gets a lot of time next year. The kid works hard. From the film I've watched, from what Jake has told me, kid looks awesome. So shout out to Killian. That's my clutch moment of the week.
That's great. I did see the video on OC's story, so that was cool to see, especially kind of meeting him and knowing him and hanging out with him here in Ohio a couple times for a Brothers Weekend. So that was cool to see for sure.
Yeah, very cool. But clutch moment of the week, Killian and Jake Sharber. Clutch moment of the week. Now to Outside the Line. Wrapping it up now with Outside the Line. We're going to finish it up. Jake, who's your tone-deaf person of the week?
I actually have two tone-deaf people of the week. Number one goes out to the Angels marketing team with some awful giveaways coming out this next season. I would say rank us possibly second to dead last in giveaways. And I also give tone-deaf people of the week to everyone that was rooting for Canada against us. You don't boo the other team's national anthem. I feel that's disrespectful to either person's country. So those are my tone-deaf people of the week. Michael, who's your tone-deaf person of the week?
Let me ask you this. Who's the one that would be ahead of us? Or below us? I'm sorry.
Below us? I don't know. Probably Oakland in their new stadium because they're in Sacramento,
That's good. That's a good point. I would say, yeah, I saw ours. And to be honest with you, for a team that is not good, the White Sox always have great
awesome giveaways. Awesome giveaways. I saw that.
I don't know if that's I don't know what the deal is there, but always seem to be consistently in that category. But all right, those are two good ones. Yeah, the Canada one is going to be big on Thursday when they come out in Boston for the championship. That'll be a very interesting one. My tone-deaf person of the week is people that are idiots in parking structures. Went to the movies last week, and what a mess it was. It was a little busy. It was Valentine's Day night, and people were losing it. Didn't know how to pull the ticket, didn't know how to pay to get out of there. Just slowing everything down. Traffic. Once you got past the first 4 cars, you had everything open, and it was just so ridiculous. We live in the same society as these people. How do these people survive?
Yeah, I mean, how do these people survive? And you were just at what, the normal
A
AMC
garden
movie
walk,
theater.
just like the
Yeah,
garden
Garden
walk.
Walk.
Yeah.
That's not a hard structure to get out of, so I don't know why people were acting that stupid.
Yeah, not a hard structure to get out of, nothing like all insane, and then boom, like just couldn't even move. It was ridiculous. Like I hadn't been in a structure like that in a long time that like worked like that. But
That's brutal.
ridiculous, very tone deaf. But wrapping up now, we're gonna end it with some wrong side and right side. What do you got?
I'm gonna start with right side first. I'm gonna say shout out to Olivia for Valentine's Day. She got me some new golf gear, some new golf
Okay.
sunglasses,
Okay.
and a new golf driver head cover. So shout out to her. That's gonna be nice that I can use that this summer in Minnesota.
What kind of head cover?
It's kind of like an off-white style. It says driver with like the quotations, so I was pretty hyped up about that one.
Okay.
Kind of putting my two favorite things together, streetwear and golf. So I was pretty excited about that. Wrong side is going to be probably just, it's going to be a busy next 2 weeks of just studying and exams. Not going to be fun.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, it's midterm season, but then spring break's got to be pretty close, I would assume, right?
Yeah, we're about a week out, 2 weeks out.
Okay. Okay. Are you doing anything or?
Yeah, I'm coming back to California.
Oh yeah,
Olivia's
coming
coming
back
with
home
us.
with Olivia. With Olivia, right? With
Yeah.
Olivia. Yeah, Mom told me that. Mom did tell me that. Okay, very exciting. That will be good. Yeah, 2 weeks. Right, perfect. Right when I'm done with busy season, that'll be good. Okay, those are two good right side, wrong sides. For me, wrong side is I've gotten zero sleep the last 2 weeks from work. I'm dead tired. I keep getting home late, 2 o'clock, getting up early, 6, 7, having to get to work, and just busy. Body's starting to break down. Got to push through for a couple more days. We'll see if we can get there. And then, oh, go ahead.
How many? Yeah, I know your body's breaking down and you're tired. How many white monsters are going through that body right now?
We're doing a lot of like Celsius and like other stuff. Our
okay.
team just has like a case of them, so we use those. But yeah,
Gotcha.
a lot of coffee, a lot of meals, a lot of snacks. Not a lot of working out. So, definitely gonna need to hit that hard when I get back. Right side though, I would say is I thought I had one. Let me get back. I just lost my train of thought. Right side is that looking like baseball season's back. Pitchers and catchers reported. I'm pretty hyped about that. Obviously, like you said, the bad thing of the Angels tone deaf, but still fun, getting excited. I guess the wrong side also is Trout moving the right field. That came out yesterday.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Right side, right or wrong side. But for right side, yeah, just baseball coming back, something to look forward to. I think it's good to have like a little goal or like just like something to be enjoy for. So
I do have one more right side I forgot to touch on. That next Saturday, I'll be boots on the ground for us at the Stadium Series, Blue Jackets, Red Wings in the shoe. Olivia and I will both
this
will be
Saturday
there.
or the next
following
Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay,
Next Saturday.
okay,
So I'll
that'll
be
be
there
a good
for that.
one.
So that'll be a good one. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I saw some good stuff happening. I saw like they're going to honor the football team. They're going to Tron pilots are going to perform. The Gaudreau family get honored. It's going to be Ohio State versus
the trucks
Detroit.
are already
It's like-
here. The trucks
Oh,
are already
okay.
here. I already saw
Well,
them.
ours
starting to-
aren't that bad.
No, but they're already starting to bring the trucks in from the NHL for the shoe.
Oh,
I saw the trucks
that's
this
cool.
morning.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, no, I forgot. I thought it was a couple more weeks. I guess it's sooner than I thought, but that'll be a good
Yeah.
one. And then where do you guys like sit? Where are your seats?
Our seats are basically behind one of the nets. We're going to be sitting kind of in like Block O South.
Okay. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, this is gonna be really cool. I hope it does well. I feel like they've focused on the four nations a little more, obviously. So hopefully they are able to switch back into gears and switch the marketing for it because that would be very
Yeah.
cool.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, no, that'll be very cool. Very cool. Well, a lot of good things to look forward to. We're grinding here, work. We got midterms. Joey had a great weekend in New Orleans. I think he did say one thing. He said, one right side is they found Jack the Ripper. Not real sure about that. Not really sure much what that is, but they found him. Also wanted to mention that in his weekend in New Orleans, he understood that Zion would be fat. He understood Zion being fat with all the good food there. And finally, I think it was tone deaf, awful travel day, he said yesterday. Flights delayed, brutal, just a bad travel day on a long weekend to try to get back. So brutal day for them, but he's back now. Probably going to be Jake and Joey next week while I finish up work for the weekend. But that's our show. Happy Wrong Side Wednesday. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it. Keep liking, subscribing, keep looking at our TikTok that's getting bigger. Keep looking at our Instagram that's getting bigger. We're growing a little faster than we have been, so really appreciate it. A couple interviews coming up like we mentioned, but thank you guys for listening. Happy Wrong Side Wednesday. We'll see you next week.
Stay blessed.